Some games have the tendency to grab you from the very first hour and refuse to let go until the credits roll. These titles know how to set the stage with memorable first hours. This can be achieved through gripping set pieces, emotional hooks, or ominous atmospheres, or a mixture of these ideas. These games are defining examples of how to deliver memorable narratives, and this feature will run down 15 such games that deliver some of the most mind-blowing first and final hours. Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. Metal Gear Solid 2 was a cultural shift for the franchise, solidifying the brand as a household name in the action-adventure genre. Based on themes of the rapid spread of misinformation in the technology age and how it affects society at large, the opening hours start on a high note as you begin to explore the USS Discovery and get familiar with the new controls.
It's been a while, brother. Who are you?
The final hours start to question everything that you know about the narrative, your allies, your motivation, and the ever-looming questions about who's right or wrong in a world that's ruled by biased information. Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is easily one of Konami's finest works to date, and the recent resounding success of the remake is solid proof of that notion. The starting hours of the game really seat you in the dreamy and haunting world of Silent Hill, establishing the signature ominous vibe while setting up the premise and making sure that you think the surface level narrative about finding your wife is all there is to the game. But the transition starts to unravel towards the later half, and it all comes together in the end as multiple revelations start to question the very reality of this dreamy world, and whether these horrors are actually real or just a figment of your twisted imagination.
Mary?
James! Where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please, come to me.
Shadow of the Colossus. Fumito Ueda is widely renowned as a master of his craft and design by subtraction, and while that makes the stories in games like Shadow of the Colossus very lean, but amplifies the impact of whatever's there. The first hours of the game put you on a straight objective of felling these giant colossi, and there is a distinct sense of discovery as you explore the world and come face to face with the first enemies in the roster. But the final hours start to change things as the main quest that initially seemed righteous starts to get depressing, with themes of loss and the cost of saving a life starts to come into full view, and the minimal dialogue and melancholic music set the stage for the player to make their interpretations of all that's going on around them. Uncharted 2: Among Thieves. Uncharted is all about the thrill of constantly living on the knife's edge, constantly teeter-tottering between life and death. And it's safe to say that no other game really encompasses that spirit quite like Among Thieves. As soon as you start, you are launched right into the middle of a train that's hanging from a bridge, and never cools off from there. The adventure takes you through several chapters, each with distinct set pieces, and it all culminates in an epilogue that takes you to the secret city, fighting against a formidable opponent. Dead Space. Dead Space tells the story of an engineer, Isaac, who finds himself stranded on the USG Ishimura with little recollection of his past.
Standard procedure. We'll register them in the flight lounge.
Hello? Where is everybody? Half the ship must have heard that landing.
Be proud, Chen. You gotta see her in one piece.
Johnson might disagree.
EA Motive has done a great job of setting the right atmosphere for a horror adventure, making you feel powerless as you flail your weapons and limited ammunition around the necromorphs, and getting a grip of things. As you progress further down the rabbit hole, you start to understand that it is the hive mind that's been controlling these necromorphs all along, and it's also part of the reason you start seeing the haunting hallucinations. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Death Stranding might just be one of the most unique games of the last generation, and Kojima dialed in on the eccentricity to make the sequel, Death Stranding 2 on the beach, a game that's bigger and better in every regard. The start of the game sets the tone for the long and arduous journey ahead, complete with all the exposition-heavy dialogue that fans have come to expect out of Kojima.
It's been too long, Sam. You were a good friend to me. One I could never forget. Which is why I took steps to ensure that this message would only play upon your arrival.
In keeping with the spirit of the original, the finale involves a surprising betrayal that changes your perspective on everything you have been doing up until that point, and that makes it a rather mind-blowing ending to an amazing adventure. Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 starts off strong. You are thrown right into the middle of a brutal fight with your ship and crewmates rapidly collapsing in the face of peril. It's a battle that's meant to be lost, and sets the stage for what's to follow as we see Captain Shepard slowly and steadily build up a competent army of faithful companions. And it all comes to an end in the final suicide mission, which takes into consideration everything that you have done this far, and forces you to make tough decisions and sacrifice your team for the greater good. Batman Arkham City.
Listen to me carefully. When they open the door, do not panic. Stay close to me.
Do you think I'm taking advice from some guy who's never even been in a fight?
Stay calm. They're trying to scare us.
Sorry, man. It's every man for himself. Just the beginning. Wait, help me! Help me!
Arkham City freed Batman from the shackles of Arkham Asylum, turning the whole ordeal into an open-world affair. The starting hours see Bruce Wayne being brought into the Arkham City facility by mercenaries, and a cool yet important escape from the prison, but he is soon captured by the Joker and subjected to the very same disease that's killing him. The plot thickens over the course of the next several hours, and important characters like Ra's al Ghul are revealed.
You may have defeated Strange, but this is just the beginning. Come with me. We will wipe this world clean.
Never. You're wrong, Raish. You've become what you've always fought against. And I will stop you.
And the final showdown involves Batman trying to save Joker, to no effect as the antidote gets shattered during the brawl.
Are you happy now?
Do you want to know something funny? Even after everything you've done, I would have saved you.
That actually is pretty funny.
The Evil Within 2. The Evil Within 2 wastes no time pulling you into the haunting atmosphere, plunging the player right into the deep end. The first hours inside Union feel almost deceptively calm, but the initially inviting veneer slowly peels back to reveal grotesque monsters lurking around every corner. The balance between intimate emotional beats of Sebastian Castellanos searching for his daughter and the creeping sense of dread sets the stage beautifully for what's to follow. By the time you reach the finale, The Evil Within 2 transforms into a feverish nightmare, with bosses twisting reality beyond recognition, revelations about STEM redefining everything that you've seen up until this point, and Sebastian having to make impossible choices. It's a finale that mixes terror with heartbreaking catharsis. Gears of War 2. Gears of War 2 starts out strong, hurling players straight into massive battles that dwarf the scale of the first game. The opening set pieces are relentless, and that relentless gunfire beautifully contrasts with Dom's personal quest, making for a memorable first act. The final act, however, is pure spectacle. Colossal firefights against the Locust and the cataclysmic flooding of Jacinto, leaving little room to breathe as you are subjected to one shootout gallery after another. Resistance 2. From the opening minutes, Resistance 2 makes it clear that this is not a fight that you can easily best. The sense of scale is almost overwhelming at first, but as the campaign pushes forward, the focus quietly narrows down, and the personal tale of Nathan Hale's worsening condition takes center stage. The final hours trade large-scale spectacle for devastating intimacy, and Insomniac beautifully delivers what might be one of the most shocking conclusions of the PS3 era.
Can you hear them? They are calling to us. It's beautiful. Stay back. This is just the beginning. Forgive me, sir. It was an honor.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Guess he wasn't happy to reconnect.
Yeah, he's not really the nostalgic type.
Let me go, or I'll kill you.
He's not listening. We gotta turn it up a notch. Ow! He hates water.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 took everything that worked in the original and spun a wider web of ideas that make this sequel bigger and better in almost every way. Keeping in line with the original, it starts with a bombastic fight against Sandman, setting the perfect scene for a gallery of memorable villains to follow. It's a lengthy story, but it all beautifully comes together in the end as we get to see Kraven and Venom fall one after the other in some of the most epic showdowns of recent memory. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is all about surviving in a rapidly changing world that no longer welcomes the gun-toting mercenaries of the Wild West. At its core, the game is about characters, but the overarching narrative has a lot of events stacked right at the beginning and the end. The starting hours are all about establishing the value of working together as a team and standing strong against all odds, but cracks eventually start to show up, and Arthur begins to see the wicked souls behind the facade, all while grappling with incurable tuberculosis. The epilogue is an epic sequence that feels fitting for the character and ends the game with some revenge served cold and some questions left unanswered.
I gave you all I had. I did.
Come on. Dutch. Let's go, buddy. We made it. We won. Come on.
Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1. Telltale's The Walking Dead is all about broken people trying to find redemption in a world that's on the brink of collapse. The opening hours focus on survival and building fragile bonds with strangers, most importantly with young Clementine, whose innocence becomes the emotional heart of the story. Every decision is important in shaping not only the group's fate, but also how the character's arc is going to evolve over the course of this narrative. By the final hours of this game, those choices can come to several devastating conclusions that will go down as one of gaming's most powerful and heartbreaking endings. A Way Out. A Way Out starts out like a regular prison escape narrative, and the starting hours are all about forming a bond with each other as you jot down a plan to escape. It's great to coordinate with one another and complete small tasks that will lay the foundation for your eventual great escape. But things take a turn for the worse during the final hours, when certain revelations change the entire narrative on its head, turning a game of coordination into a constant cat and mouse chase as both players come for each other's lives. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.